So I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. Good news is the engine for my dad's Silverado finally came in. The bad news is this means that the Mustang's going to have to sit for a little bit while we work on that because, my dad's truck's been sitting for a while. We got all the parts back from the machine shop, and surprisingly, most of the parts were in stock at Summit, so I was able to get everything we need to rebuild this engine. So today what we're doing is we're painting that engine. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So now, one thing you might be wondering is why are we going to paint an engine? Well, on the old Silverados, especially the 4.8 and the 5.3, most of them were iron blocks. Now, you could get an aluminum 5.3, but it wasn't very common. So a lot of times what happens with iron is, well, it gets exposed to stuff and it starts rusting out on the surface and just doesn't look good. Obviously, you could just build it like this and it'd probably be fine. No issues. This stuff is strong as hell. But for me, I just want it to look nice for my dad, and so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to paint this thing up. We're going to take it from looking kind of how it is now, which is better than it was when we took it out, to something that's going to look a hell of a lot nicer. So let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to show you a quick and dirty little trick as to how to figure out how long to get your bolts. So the first thing I'll do is I'll place the bolt inside there, and we'll run it down all the way. Okay, so that's pretty close. So then what I'll do is I'll take that and I'm going to mark the thread that's just barely sticking out with a Sharpie. Just that way I can get like a mark as to what thread it is. And then we'll pull the bolt out. So now you can see we got a nice little mark there. So now we can see the mark right there. Luckily my engine's nice and dirty, so you almost kind of have an outline of where it actually goes inside the block. But I want to use this thread marker just so that way we know about how deep it is. We're going to shove it right through here. Okay, so you can see the mark here. You can see how far away that is. So what we're going to do is we're going to use washers to make up that gap. So in this instance, I'm going to end up using 4 just to be safe. We could probably get away with 3, but we're just going to use 4 anyway. So when we actually place the bolt, it's going to go through the back side here. So when it sticks out, we don't have any of that line showing, and we know that we're going to be completely inside the block and nice and secure. But anyway, that's how you figure out the spacing for when you're mounting the engine to the stand. It can be kind of helpful because sometimes you can't find the exact bolt that you need in the store, or you just don't have it or whatever. So this is a way to kind of work around that. But let's take that engine and pop it over here. I think this thing's broken. Come on, you can do it. Maybe we need to shake it a little bit. Let's see. There we go. That works a lot better. Anyway, there's the engine. All we need to do now is mask this thing off and clean it really, really well, which is honestly going to take the most time. So you can tell that they definitely did a good job cleaning this thing up. It's super clean compared to what it looked like before, because look at this valley. This thing was just completely caked in mud. So I guess there really is a good reason to hot tank these things, because it really does clean it up really well. So we got all new cam bearings in this thing, so it's at least one less thing that we have to do. So they were actually able to line hone this block and get it all perfectly aligned, so now we can actually get new bearings in there and reuse our original crank. So luckily I have a very reputable machine shop that I go to, but if you're ever wondering about yours, you can always check for cross hatching down here to make sure that the work was actually done. So now luckily even our piston bores all came out really nice and clean. They look really good. All they did was a light hone, and you can tell this by all the cross hatching inside there. But we're also going to measure everything ourselves just to double check, just because that's what we should do, just to make sure that we're doing this properly. So if you look inside there, you'll see that there's a lot of grime that's still left behind that we're going to have to clean out. A lot of that is just from when it got hot tanked. Sometimes some stuff can get stuck in there. So all of this is going to have to get cleaned out. But we're going to be cleaning this engine multiple times as we assemble it together. So right now I'm just going to do the first round just so we can get this thing painted and let the paint start to dry. So another thing that we're going to have to do is go through each one of these bores and just make sure that we get all the dirt and grime out from inside there. And we're going to chase each and every one of these holes, especially the ones where the heads go, because those can a lot of times trap some dirt and stuff like that in there. So we're going to make sure we get this thing nice and cleaned up and get it prepped for paint. So now when it comes to painting the engine block, we're mainly worried about painting surfaces that are exposed to the elements, not surfaces that are behind other pieces that are covered in oil, because the oil itself will prevent rust. So we don't have to worry about those pieces. We don't need to paint that, because then there's always a risk that paint could break off and get into the oil. We don't want that. So we're going to work on all the exposed surfaces, and I'll show you what I mean by the exposed area, because there's really only like 2 or 3 sides that we're worried about. So let me show you. So when you're looking here, what you're going to see is this is the main side of it. This is like the left-hand side or passenger side. And if we look real closely, we can see right here where it's starting to chip up. You can see how the paint's missing there. All this here is going to end up starting to rust eventually. So we definitely want to get that cleaned up. We want to clean up any spot like that we can see. But any spot where it's basically like exposed bare iron, like you can see here, it's already starting to rust. And some of that's just from it being old. But I want to clean that up. We'll polish this up real nice. We'll brush all that down, get it nice and clean. We'll clean up all this area here. But we don't want to go into these surfaces where it's nice and smooth, because obviously that's where gaskets go. So we're going to avoid doing that by masking everything off. But first I need to get all the grease and stuff off of here, because even though this thing was hot tank, there's still a bunch of junk in here. It just needs to be cleaned up. So that's what we're going to do. So let's hit it. So I may or may not have made a little bit of a mistake, and I should have painted the back side of this thing before it went on the stand, but what are you going to do? So I'm going to get over here. We're going to start masking everything off so that way it's completely protected. We're going to use a little bit of that blue painter's tape, and then we're pretty much just going to go ahead and spray this thing down and then wait for it to dry. So yeah, it's kind of a pain when it comes to masking this thing off, but one of the tricks that I've learned is that if you take the painter's tape and you put it up against an edge, you can kind of roll over it and it'll cut it, because the edges on these engine blocks are pretty sharp. So it kind of makes it a little bit easier when you're trying to get some of those tight areas. So here's a quick example of what I mean. What we're going to do is we're going to take this right here and we're just going to work this on the edge, right? Just like that. And then you just take something that's kind of solid, like maybe like one of these, you just roll it on that edge. Right? Not too hard because we don't want to scratch anything. You just do that, and then now we should be able to, bam. Well, we missed a little spot, but we got most of it, so you get the idea. I bet if I just roll that just a little bit, and then we could just take this and rip it right off. Yep, there we go. Nice and easy. And that's how you get a nice clean line on that edge. But anyway, all we got to do now is mask this whole thing off, which is probably going to take me longer than I think, and just end up spraying the paint on there. So let's get to it. So this was definitely one of the more challenging areas to mask off, but we got it all masked off pretty dang good. Now it's ready for paint. Okay, so we got it all masked off, and that could be one of the tedious processes when it comes to doing this. It takes a lot of time. At least if you're doing it right, it takes a lot of time. This thing came out looking really good. It's nice and masked off, but now what we're going to do is we're going to use some of this VHT engine block paint. It's supposed to be pretty good. This is the exact same stuff I used on my RX-7 years ago, and the paint's still holding up to this day, so it's pretty good stuff. But yeah, we're basically just going to do a couple of light coats, and then just kind of go from there. So yeah, let's spray it. So it's super important to rip this stuff up while it's still wet. That way you don't get any tears in the paint. And you can see just how clean these lines are because it's so well done. Man, that looks good. So I have to say, I'm very excited with how this thing turned out. I think it looks really good. I think that it looks 100 times better than it did when we started. Even though I think my dad would be happy with a rusted old block, I couldn't help myself. I couldn't give him a product that I wasn't going to be proud of. If I wasn't going to put this in my truck, I wouldn't put it in his. So that's kind of why we went through this extra effort, but it's also because it's an iron block and it just kind of needs it. You can tell how much better it looks. It was a lot of work. So if you are planning on doing this, just know that a lot of it's prep work. So masking off the engine block is probably the most important part. And sometimes there can be little drips that get by, and what I do is I just use like a little bit of brake clean on a napkin, and that seems to do the trick. So yeah, I'm very happy with how this thing turned out, but for now what I'm going to have to do is let this thing dry off, because in the next episode I'm going to be having to clean a whole bunch of parts. I mean, a lot of parts. I don't know how long it's going to take me or how much of it I'm going to film, but that's what I'm going to be working on for probably the next couple of days. So if you care to see that, stay tuned for the next one. It may already be out if you're watching this in the future, but if not, I'll see you when it comes out. So have a great day.